Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jerem Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel and to part 5 of my Shroud of the Avatar coverage. This is not a live stream, this is a recorded offline stream, and there's a reason for that. Part 1 to 4 I was doing it on Twitch, but there's so many problems with OBS not picking up the game capture whenever I switch zones through a loading screen. So I thought it'd be easier just to do part 5 on my own offline so I can edit the video as well. And really, part 5 is the final straw for me. It's the last chance for Shroud the Avatar to impress. I've taken a different route. I've created a new character, so I had to delete the old one. You're only allowed one avatar, you can't have alts. And I've picked a female now, properly, so I didn't get that mixed up. And I've chosen the Way of the Bow. In the last stream, I picked the Way of the Shield, so that was my sword and board this time around. The game recommended new players to try the bow, so that's what I've done. And what's interesting is that the different ways also puts you in a different area. So my starting zone has completely changed. I have no idea where I am. Solace Bridge, it says on the compass at the top. So let's go ahead and complete this tutorial area, and let's see what the Way of the Bow area is going to be like. So again, as I said, last chance for this game to impress me. Having rewatched my own stream, I noticed, and on top of doing my own research about Shroud of the Avatar, a lot of what was promised from the Kickstarter, the early years of development for the past 3-4 years, most of them have been met in terms of stretch goals and stuff like that. But in terms of development roadmap, a lot of the early backers weren't too happy with how the game's turning out. And I guess I can sort of understand why. I mean, this game has $11 million racked up from, funding and backing and stuff like that. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to this child. Let's start up the tutorial quests. I'm Avelwin. I'm scared, Heffelwind. Daddy told me to hide in here, but it's hot. Yeah, it's on fire. I try to be good and wait here, but it's been a long time. Can you help me find my parents? Yes, sure. Oh. I guess she's following me now. Come to me. Are you coming or no? Yep, she's coming. Let's head on down here. Oh, I see a few dead bodies. It can't be her parents, right? Some letter and some gold. I'll gladly take the gold. And just a reminder, I mean, you can get quests just by, picking up letters and just talking to NPCs. The dialogue system is pretty old school, as I said in the past. But man, this combat system, I really cannot fathom how this modern game that wants to pay homage to olden day RPGs in 2016, 2017 with a combat system like this and the animations. It's kind of disappointing if you ask me. Like, it's the only thing that's keeping me from actually enjoying this game. Okay, to open this gate I need a key. Solace Bridge gate key. Oh, the card is somewhere here, right? There we go. Yep, there we go. It's a broken sword too. Can't use that, so screw that. Now that I've got the key, let's go out and talk to this man. His name is Edward. Edward the Wanderer. Well, I just tried to click on him to talk, but it's not letting me talk. I'm just gonna hit escape. Let's try it again. Nope, can't talk. So he says take the bow behind him and some arrows, and we can move on. I'm just opening my bag here. Oh, I've got 400 arrows, nice. Okay, so Way of the Bow. Let's see if ranged combat is any better than the lousy sword combat. Have you been good, young lady? Charlotte, the little girl, says, I'm really scared though. Let's see more. For sometimes there are perfectly good reasons. At any rate, you have the bow I found. Are you ready to cross the bridge? Yes, I'm ready. Here are some arrows. Then I will do my best to help. But my fighting days are. Oh, I wasn't done reading. Okay, never mind. So I know now that Z brings up your weapon. And okay, here we go. Holding it down powers the attack. Oh, I got the wrong target there. So hitting G will change your targets. So let's go back to this skeleton here. Okay, that's dead. Let's change targets again, hitting G. Now let's take down this awakened dead. Well, the bow is that's interesting. I mean, you're just staying back to pew pew. You're not really getting in the thick of things. I've got some skills too. Let's try those out. So let me just hit a target, aim at him, and hit the number 1 skill. I missed. Let's hit the number 2 skill. Looks like a hamper or slow skill. That's 13 damage. Nice. Let's aim for the head. Let's see if that does any more damage. Gotcha. No, it doesn't. It still feels slow in my opinion in terms of combat, regardless if you're using a bow or if you're using a sword. You still gotta aim, and the animations. I mean, you can spam click. You can spam your attacks. You're just wasting arrows that way. I wonder if you can get them back by clicking on the dead bodies. Apparently you can't, so there's that. I'm just gonna grab all the gold. Worm? Probably for fishing or something. Oh, look, more enemies. Let's go ahead and kill this one first. Missed. Okay, this game has a serious issue about missing. Like, I know you level up your skills and your way of the bow and whatever by using more bow-related skills. But the fact is, in the early game, when you're up against this much enemies, and you really don't want to be missing. So this is a real pain in the ass, and it's not enjoyable. I'm not sure if anybody watching this would find this combat playable or enjoyable for that matter. Playable, yes. It's playable. If combat in MMOs means nothing to you, then I suppose you really don't care. You're just here for the story, and you know, Shroud of the Avatar is going to be known for its sandboxy player towns. You can have as much fun as you want building towns and stuff. There's going to be episodic content in terms of questing and stuff. But then you can't just discard combat as something trivial in an MMO. When combat is like one of the core tenets that makes up an MMO, so it has to be fun. It has to be more than just functional. It has to be fun. I'm just reiterating what I just said, but you know, it's that important. I'm not sure I'm having fun with the combat, both sword and bow here. I guess it's a combination of everything. The animations are... This doesn't look like a game that was made in recent years. I wonder what engine this is. It looks like Unity engine to me. Oh dear, it's kind of sad really, because this game had so much promise. Alright, sheet for my weapon. Let's talk to Edward. We've made it. You are a very brave young lady. Why don't you wait here and I'll take you to your mother in Soultown after I finish talking to your friend. Okay, so Soultown is probably the next town and objective. I gained 7,000 experience needed for skill development. So that's going to be shared for both the skills that I have training at the top right here. So let's go on and click help, see what else needs to be done. Now that you mention it, I do have a favor to ask you. Sure. Kings, kindly give Stanley this notebook with my observations if you would. I do think someone should know what happened here. A fair warning. You see, the maps with my notes you can keep. I suspect you will need them. So I received the following map of Eldori's, Edward's notes on the Solaris Bridge, and a map of Soultown. Great. Oh, finally a map. Okay. Anything else? What's favor? Let's click on favor. If you would, please take that notebook to Stanley, the guard in Soultown. I don't mind if you read it, but I do mind if Stanley does not. Okay, gotcha. I see... Okay, let's go to Stanley. Let's learn more about him. Stanley is a good sort, dependable, older, knows which end of the spear to stick things at. Do take my notes to him. Okay, cool. What's a boat? I plan to return here in a while and try to divine the purpose of the undead's recent liveliness, so to speak, but your destiny lies, I think, in the boat just under the bridge. Okay. So location of the boat is marked on my compass. I'm gonna say goodbye to Edward and look for the boat. It's under the bridge, right? It's gotta be here. Yep, I see it. So hang on a minute. I got a map. This is like the first map I got in game. Map of Seoul. Okay, it's too cluttered. There we go. So map of Seoul Town. Let's go ahead and open that. That's where we're heading next. Ah, so the game does have maps. It doesn't tell you where you're on, but then again, I'm not in Seoul Town yet, so I'm just going to drag that onto my bar. Can I drag it onto number 2? Yeah, there we go. Great. Let's head on down to Seoul Town. Okay, here we are in Seoul Town, another starter region, I suppose, in the world of New Britannia. I don't know where we are in terms of the overworld, you know, that large overhead map that you can traverse the world of New Britannia, Total War style. But it's totally different from the town of Resolute, which was what happened in the other stream when I picked a knight with swords. So I see a guard here. I'm gonna guess this is the Stanley dude that I need to talk to, so let's go in and talk to him. Greetings, Wayfarer, and welcome to Seoul Town. I'm Stanley, the captain of the guard here. I take it that you've had a hard road. What with arriving from Solace Bridge? Might I ask your name? No. You may not. Your name is No then. Cool. Did I get that right? If not, please correct me by telling me my name is... Okay, I'll just do that. So, my name is... Let's try Nikki. Good to meet you, Nikki. So the whole town of Seoul is gonna know me as Nikki now. You are in combat. Defend yourself. What? I'm not in combat. That's weird. Alright, anyway, yeah, let's give him Advert's notes, because that's what Advert wanted. I imagine Advert probably left some notes. So, as with the last stream, if you want to give something to an NPC to progress a quest, you just drag it and drop it and give it to the NPC. And here's my quest rewards. 2,500 experience. What else? Very good, interesting. Edward always had a good eye for detail. Here you may have them back now. They might be of use to you later. It's something that we haven't heard here already. At any rate, as you can see across the way, we have a makeshift camp. Attack. Some may need your help. As a result of the attack on Salisbury, there are quite a few people who could use a help. I believe there is a man named Geoff who's currently in the camp across the way who's asking for help of an adventurer. Any kind Edwin within town could use help keeping up with supplies, and I think Bentley in the tavern was looking for assistance as well. Okay, so there's plenty to oh, hang on, last one. Headed to Arduris. I could use a career. If you're traveling to Arduris soon, I have some notes for Captain Kugel, leader of the Arduris garrison, to inform him of the situation here. Alright, cool. So this guy just gave me hints on a bunch of potential quests in this area of Seoul Town, sorry. Okay, so now I'm gonna hit number 2 to open up my map, and yep, I see a red triangle that shows me that's me. So can I move it? Yep. Okay, so UI elements of the UI are customizable in the sense that they can move. I am gonna try and... Is this a pin? Alright, so if I pin this here... Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. So I just stuck on a map. It's just too bad I can't resize this UI element, or maybe there's a way. So it disappears when I move after a while. But anyways, good to have a map up there. I much prefer having a map. I know this is an olden day, sort of like an RPG where there's no hand holding, but I need my map. Alright, so let's take a look around. I know now that this is a portal to the overworld. This is an exit point to travel between towns. I'm not going to do that because I don't want OBS to stop capturing. So let's move on here. What do we have? We've got Tree Cats, Tiger, Whiskey, and Sissy. Lots of glowy blue things. Quests, I suppose. Let's start with you, Linda. Well met, traveler. I'm Linda. Would you care for some bark bread? Your special recipe? Yeah, sure. Any help you need? I know that some of my neighbors are still missing loved ones. Perhaps if you had news of their fate, it would elevate some of their worry. I was quite lucky that Whiskey, Tiger, and Sissy were able to fend for themselves. Is she talking about the cats? She's probably talking about the cats. So Linda has no quests. See, if you haven't talked to an NPC, you don't know their names. But once you talk to one, you can see her name up there, Linda, written clearly above a head. So there's that aspect of it, of the MMO and RPG, where you actually have to take the time to mingle with the locals if you want to learn anything. What about you? You're Abigail. Good day to you, traveler. I'm Abigail, mother of the young girl you helped save in Salisbury. Oh, nice. Cool. So I met the mom. My very dear thanks to you for your efforts on our behalf. It is truly sad that Johan has passed on. That's probably her husband. Yet, at least our daughter will survive. I've sent her with a relative onto Ardaris. Hopefully, I'll be able to follow her personally. Cool. Let me type in reward and see if I get a reward for my heroics. I'm sorry, I can't really think of anything but my daughter right now. Okay. Husband, my apologies, the wounds are still fresh. I understand. Salisbridge. Salisbridge was our home. We had good life there. I do not know what I will do now. I expect a return to join Charlotte in Ardoris. Let's click on Charlotte. There we go. So that's our quest reward. Thank you so much for your help with finding Charlotte, traveler. This makes me so happy. I could do backflips and cartwheels. Wait, she just lost her husband. She doesn't want to talk about the attack, and now she could do backflips. Alright, let's click on backflips. Well, I was once an actress, you know. Okay, so I guess I'm done here. Once I wait, backflips? Oh, yeah, I clicked that already. Let's click on Charlotte again. Nothing else. Any job? Got a job for me? I'm a seamstress by trade, and I try to help keep the others' clothes in good order. Okay, so she's done with me. She's already given me the XP. So I'm gonna say goodbye. And I noticed that there was an animation for a backflip. I wonder if that's a thing. Let me just go and try that. Slash backflip. Let's see if that works. Yes, it does. So emotes are a thing in this game. Let's go ahead and try another. How about wave? Yep. Let's try dance. That's always a good one for an MMO. No dance. Well, too bad. Alright, so we got Abigail, Linda, a couple more here. You're glowing very blue. Greetings, kind stranger. You look like you've been in battle. You didn't happen to come across from Salt's Bridge, have you? Do you have any news about the brave man who helped us escape our lives? My love, Marcus. I probably have not seen Marcus. I met Marcus while I was stationed at Salt's Bridge. Marcus was part of a very important strategic task, blah blah blah. Oh boy. What's he around to? Okay, I found Jeff. Good day to you, Wayfarer. I'm Jeff, recently of Salt's Bridge, and what might you be called? I'm called Misty. I'm changing my name every time. Misty, is it good on you? Let me know if you find any iron blades. Iron blades? Have you seen any iron blade? Not just a regular sword. Okay, so I suppose I have to go get iron blades. With it, I could take the battle of those undead beasts. East Perennial Trail is a good spot to start hunting, I'd say. Alright, I'm gonna mark that down. East Perennial Trail. So this guy wants iron blades for me. Let's go ahead and check out our map again. Oops, crap. East Perennial Trail. I suppose that is... Well, I probably have to get out of town first. Well, the problem is these words are not written in any language I understand. So I have no idea where the is perennial trail is. I probably have to go to the overworld map and see for myself. Oh look, another Outlander. What's up, Dark? How you doing, Dark? So I've spoken to pretty much everybody here. Now let's move on into town and see what we got in Sultown. So, you know, the comparisons between the two, the Way of the Bow character and the Way of the Sword character, Teyana, from last night's stream, very minimal in terms of starting quests and stuff. But I find Way of the Bow much easier. I suppose this is the new player experience, and that's why the game wanted new players to do the Way of the Bow, because it's much more streamlined compared to Way of the Sword, or Way of the Blade, I should say. That was a little bit difficult and annoying because the combat, melee combat in this game is frustrating. It's a joke. It's horrifying. So here we got player stuff. These houses, if they're houses, I think they're houses. These are all player put stuff in the world. Yeah, it's locked. It means it belongs to a player, so they've done this. These are their NPCs. And the game does use a player-driven economy, so these are all player vendors with their items in there that they crafted, so players get to tax and make money and stuff. So now let's go on into the town. Let me just see. So outside here, all these boxes are plots of housing, I suppose. And then the ones that are not boxes, empty boxes, this should be the town. So let's go in. This is a nice place. In terms of graphics, when we're talking about Shroud the Avatar, I think world graphics, it looks decent. It's alright. But sadly, that doesn't translate into your character design, the look of the model, and I keep coming back to this, but it's so important. The animations, yes, I know it's in early access, but the combat and the animations. This is a game, a Kickstarter game, crowdfunded with a budget of 11 million, and you can't tell me that, you know, they don't acknowledge that there is a problem. I'm sure if I go look on Steam now, or I check the forums or whatever, there's going to be people talking about animation and combat, because right now, it's the only thing that's keeping me from backing this game, because I like the premise. Sure, it's still in development. I don't even know what the main story is going to be like. I'm a free trial player, so I can't have access to the deeper end game type stuff. But I don't know if I'll ever get there. Master range trainer, so that's probably my trainer, right? So these guys are needed to train your Way of the Ranged Blade, whatever, Majinga thingy. Ammo scavenger, range combat innate skill, chance to not consume ammo and use. Yes, I'll take that. Great. Anything that can help me save arrows is it's a good deal. Now, let's hit Jade, open the current task, and let's look for... Hang on, there's somebody here. Outlander. He wants to trade with me, but he can't. So I guess I'm just gonna accept the trade. Wow, this guy just gave me a necklace. How do I say thanks? Thank you. Thanks, Nib. That's very nice of you. There's a communal sense of the game. Community is... I mean, I'm playing on a time zone that really no players would be playing. It's, what is it, 6 p.m. here in Malaysia. That's gonna be 6 a.m. over there in the States. Probably Europe. But I have not logged on a prime time to see, you know, what the community is like, because again, these player housing is everything, player towns are everything. You should see them running around decorating and having fun in parties with the guild and stuff. Role playing, I hear role playing is a big thing over here, because you know the game is a good platform for that, because there's so many player interactable decorations, and you know you can create custom scenarios and stuff like that. So yeah, I suppose the game does have a good community when you surround yourself with like-minded players, all of whom want to build a town and be part of something. if you like that, yeah, I'll probably check it out. But remember what we talked about, combat and animations are a problem. I'm gonna keep saying that. Alright, so he gave me some necklace. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and equip that. So now I'm wearing a necklace. Is it? No, I can't see the necklace, so it doesn't translate over there, but it's right there. So Nib has crafted me some necklace, which is really nice of him. Great. Now let's go open our journal again and let's see who we need to talk to. Alright, Stanley, the captain of the guard. Yep, I already given them. What I really like to see about the journal here is I want to see quests that I've completed to be marked off or have a slash or something. Because right now, you know, if you're going to pick up a lot of quests, this journal thing doesn't cancel out the quests that you've already completed, so it's going to be really confusing. I think they should work on that. Geoff, one of the refugees in Sultan, requested I bring him an iron blade. Okay, spoke to Abigail to make sure her daughter, Charlotte Gray, made it safely from Salisbridge. I guess there's more people to talk to. Let's just go talk to everybody in town. Sultan Guard, greetings, Wayfarer. I trust Edward has told you a bit about the troubles we faced, but if he hasn't, these are dangerous times for good folk. We're a small town here, and Evans and I are the only guards, but if you have any questions, we'll do our best to steer you right. Alright, so there's 2 town guards. What about duty? I maintain peace here. Okay, keep watch. We never really had a need for... Okay, so free lots. You can ask him about if there's free lots in town, if you want to buy a housing or whatever. What about help? Let's see if he has any quests or anything to give me. Nope. Seems like the refugees always need help with one thing or another. Just ask them if they need any help and they'll tell you about it. Alright, I just came from there, and all they say was to talk to a couple of people in town. More crafting goodies around here. Crafting is quite a big part of Shroud of the Avatar, simply because a lot of the items that, you know, the vendors are selling are all player crafted. And there's so many professions too, like if you hit if you hit K, this brings up your skills, and there's 2 categories, adventuring, crafting, and crafting. You'll see there's a lot of different professions here. Ashton, good day to you. I'm Ashton. Before the attacks, I used to sell housewares, but that was before the date woke up. I need your help. Okay, it's cool. Salisbridge is infested with the awakened dead. The survivors of the attack, they spread a horrible plague that causes their numbers to grow even larger, unless they can be stopped. If you are willing, we need to take the fight to the dead. Let's do that. Okay, good man. Here's a few potions you'll need. They'll protect you from the plague. The awakened dead spread. The bartender sells more if you need them. One of the things stole a keepsake from my dear departed grandmother. Find it and I'll have a reward for you. Copy that. So where am I supposed to go again? Okay, Salisbridge. Anything else? What about rumors? Alright, he's pissed off at me for asking about rumors. Alright, I'm going to leave you there. My journal's been updated. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. Ashton offered me a reward for recovering his grandmother's keepsake from the awakened dead that are plaguing Salisbridge. Okay, so I'm going to have to go back to Salisbridge to do some quests. So let's go ahead and move on there. EVL starting supplies. So this player has bought some vendors and has placed them here strategically. And oh, very nice. They've named the vendor to indicate, you know, who's this gear for. Plus 2 to 8 gear, so I suppose that's a new player thing. And starting supplies for new players as well. So okay, I like how the community is helping out new players here by using some of the game's systems and mechanics, such as crafting. And you see these books, these are books that you can buy: communication, hotkeys, soda traveling. So what they do is they buy blank books and then they write anything they want in it. It could be short stories, it could be guides, tips and tricks, it could be even a pug for your guild or whatever. And they can either leave it in the world or they can sell it. So like this person here is selling a traveling guide, a book for like 5 gold, hotkey guide for 5 gold, and stuff like that. So that's really interesting. The price, I don't know who decides what price is going to be, but that's what they mean by player-driven economy. It's all down to the player. Ugh, my voice is going. It's because I had so much coffee today. Alright, I'm going to head back to Salisbridge and find Ashton's grandmother's, what was it again? Grandmother's keepsake from the Awakened Dead. So, hurrah, folks! I'm going back to Salisbury to do more fighting. And don't you just love fighting? I'm gonna give it another shot. I'm just gonna try using the bow, see if that makes it better for me. I know sword and board just doesn't work. It does not work for me. I cannot play melee combat in Shroud of the Avatar. I don't even know how magic's gonna be like, but I'm not looking forward to that. But if you were to ask me to pick range or melee, which combat's more bearable in this game, I would say range for now. Alrighty, so here I am back at Salisbridge. I've just made my way from the overworld, where I could just travel, large chunks, or travel large distance in the world landscape just to move from town to town. First things first, I'm gonna get rid of the map and hit number 1 to open the map of Salisbridge. There we go. Okay, so at least I know where I am. I'm gonna pin that. And now I suppose the time has come to kill some undead to find this guy's his grandmother's keepsake, right? Ashton. Recover grandmother's keepsake from the awakened dead that are plaguing Salisbridge. Okay, so it's the first thing we gotta do is head to the bridge. I wonder what awaits me. The last stream I was hounded by wolves. Oh, I see some deer. I wonder if I can grab some crafting mats. Oh, it spotted me. Is that another deer? Yes. So I am gonna try and get my target on it. Oh crap, my light went out. You have a light skill, you click that and it toggles light for a minute, I think. Ah, they're running. Spotted me. Okay, I'm just gonna try again. Nope. Oh, I see why they're running, because there's a damn bear. Well, great. Oh, hello! I did not see you behind me. How you doing? Let's try my number 5 skill here. Oh, so it's a gust of wind that just blows him backwards. Okay, so at least I can keep my distance and use my range skills. How did that miss? Yeah, I'm getting really annoyed with the miss. Probably should get a better bow or something. Okay, 22 damage. Wow, that's way better than melee. Fighting melee. Oh, Grandmother Kellen's recipes. That was what I was looking for. That's too easy, man. That's ridiculous. That's barely like a minute here. Alright, so I'm gonna take that. So his grandma's keepsake is the munchies. 1 brain, 1 cup of flour, 2 cloves of garlic, parsley, lemon, salted butter, salt and pepper. Pick the blood vessels and film off the brain. What the hell are we talking about here? His grandmother's eating the undead. Nasty. Alright, let's take that. Actually, let's just take all. It'll be easier. Alright, cool. So I got the grandmother's keepsake. This is cotton. I know that from last night's stream, so I'm just going to go and harvest that before we make our way back to the town. What the hell's going on? Harvest, damn you. Oh, I should probably sheath my weapon. Alright, let's do that again. So gathering has chances too. So that says 100% chance to gather cotton. I suppose when you go to different zones and you find better materials, your chance is gonna decrease unless you craft some better tools. Well, light is falling on the town of Salisbridge, so that's not a good thing. Oop, zombie there and zombie there as well. Unsheath my weapon. I'm gonna hit number 2, which I believe is a slow. That should slow him down. Yep, there we go. 8 damage there. Missed. Oh, crap, the lights went out. Just gonna slow him down again. Alright, so while he's walking, I'm gonna turn on my light. And let's finish him off. Let's go full power, full charge this attack. And it missed. Oh my god. One more. There we go. Let's loot. Let's grab the gold. Very generous with the gold, by the way. 11 gold for a dead zombie. And to train new skills, it only takes like 100 gold. So killing 10 mobs, you could start training skills already. Let's do one more range combat, because I don't know, I feel conflicted. It's like, because of my bad experience with melee combat, range combat's sort of making up for it, but I still think the combat system needs some major work, because it's not what I expected from Shroud of the Avatar, or for a crowdfunded game that has over $11 million in money. I think they need to look at it again and rework it. Let's hunt a bear or something. What do we got? Young stag corpse. Field dressing, that's another profession. So I'm gonna grab water. Oh, I hear a bear, I hear a bear, I hear a bear. I hear a bear. I wonder if the difficulty, like yellow means moderate difficulty, green means easy, and red means way beyond me. I think that's what it is. Oh, I barely hit this guy. Alright, here we go. Let's see how a melee target versus a ranged target goes. I feel like I'm doing more damage as a archer than I am as a melee. And it shouldn't be that way. It should really be even for all the classes. I know this is a classless game, so you can just pick up whatever weapon you want and just start playing. But from my experience in this free trial, it definitely seems melee combat, in terms of damage and animations and everything, really, it just sucks. It's sucky. Damn you, bear. It's gonna be a while. I'm gonna need to slow you down again. Number 2. That missed. Son of a... And it has a cooldown as well, so I can't just spam that skill. But I do have the upper hand here. Alright, I got him slow, but it didn't work. Let's unleash that. I missed again. I know if I stand still, I'm gonna lose my health really quickly, because I am a ranged character. It's blowing backwards. Draw. Fire. Where are you going? Oh, you better not be one of those buggers that goes back to your bear cave and call more. Ah, finally. So while killing this guy, a lot of my skills just leveled up, and you know, they're probably gonna improve damage as well, reduce cooldown. Okay, sweet. Let's turn on the light and let's harvest this guy. And done. So I get hide. So probably used for crafting. I don't know if I can craft as a free player. It'll be sucky if I can't check out the crafting system. But then again, I don't have a lot to go with to do crafting. I see a deer and more cotton. I hear another bear. That can't be good. Alright, let's try and kill the doe. Missed. But here's the bear. No, he's running away. So before he gets here, I'm just gonna go harvest this. I'll take your cotton, thank you very much. Is that a pumpkin on the ground? Can I harvest pumpkins? Let's find out. Yes, I can. So let's go. Oh crap, really? Son of a... Slow him down. Blow him back. Since I have leveled up quite a bit of my skills, I should be doing more damage now. But the one thing I can't understand is why am I missing so much? Probably when I head back to town, I'm gonna start buying some better weapons gear. But if I can afford the gold. Let's see what our other skills do here. Airs Embrace, what does it do? This fizzle chance, execution time. What's number 4? Dash. And what's number 3? Escape. Alright, let's try 3. So he's probably gonna miss me a lot more, I think. The skill tabs, or the cards as the game calls them, the cards are, they all use focus. That's what it's called. Not mana, but focus. That's the blue bar right beneath my health bar. Come on, bear. We've got unfinished business. This will take like 3 minutes. 3 minutes to kill a NPC mob. Oh, for fuck's sake. Can we stop with the missing already? Or we could be here all night. I'm gonna use my heal skill. Health's getting low. Light's gone out. Great. Oh, bloody hell. See, because there are no levels, you don't know what, how difficult this bear is, except that it's yellow in color and that you keep missing like a piece of crap. Alright, I'm gonna take a focus potion. Let's get some focus back up. I want to get the red out of my screen. So I'm gonna use a heal skill. I'm gonna slow him down. Great. Let's draw a full power shot. Thank God that didn't miss. Okay, so I guess the miss is if my white dot's not on the bear. Did I get a hit shot there? There was more damage for a hit shot. Let's try it again. Hit shot. 8. No. Let's slow him down. Let's blow him back. And let's use my #1 skill. Full power draw. Blow him back. Last shot. This should kill him. Missed. Son of a... Oh, man. Never mind the fact that ranged combat is tolerable. It's just the combat system in general, and the mobs and their challenge, and the health pool, and the miss chance, and there's a lot to be desired here. There really is. On top of the kind of stiff animations. If the animations were a bit more fluid, maybe it would have been bearable, but I cannot. I can't. Makes me just want to, get into player housing and that's it. I don't want to. It doesn't make adventuring or questing that involves killing and adventuring through dungeons fun. I can just imagine right now, if I were to go into like a dungeon and it's claustrophobic and it's small, I'm gonna have a hell of a time trying to, move away from melee enemies and keep shooting. Alright, I need to figure out where I came from. I came from there, so this is where I'm gonna go. Let's go back. Except I'm lost. No, actually I came from there. That's like an exit. Oh, I have a rabbit. Let's kill the rabbit. Now, let's grab some meat or whatever. Carcass. I don't know what carcass is good for. I was kind of hoping I could get meat so I can do some cooking. Because I did see butchering as one of the skills. Okay, so I am gonna go back to the town of Soltown. So I just got out of the Solace Bridge onto the Overworld map, and this is the map that I said you could just move around the world, go from town to town, journey to far places, and in between moving to towns you could get ambushed on the road by bandits or stuff, and in between you'll see all these little houses and towns. These are player land. So if you are a backer and you bought one of the player housing packages, you could probably set up shop wherever you want, wherever that's strategic. Heading back to Soltown. That's Soltown right there. By just moving up the road, you'll see like this housing area here, and it's called the Outlander Welcome Center. So that's like just another phrase for new players. So I wonder if this is a new player town. Probably check it out later. Let's go ahead and turn in this quest. Heading back to Soltown. Alright, we're finally back in the town of Soltown. Took me a while to get here because the game crashed, and when I came back, the resolutions went to shit. And it's freaking annoying. So there may be some borders around the screen. I can't change that, not in OBS, and my resolution for the game options for the resolutions just changed drastically. So I'm just giving up. I can't be bothered anymore. Okay, let's go deliver the Ashton's grandmother's recipe back to him. And I'm gonna call it. It's getting a little annoying for me to play in between all these optimization issues in terms of the client, the loading screens, combat. Alright, Ashton. I'm here. Back from the hunt. There's always more of the awakened dead. They can't be stopped, but maybe you can slow them down a bit. You have good news for me? I do. Here's your grandma's recipe. Excellent. 750 gold. Ooh, that's a lot. You gain 5,000 experience. You receive an item. Okay. You have learned to perform zombie. That's cool. So you can earn emotes from completing quests. You can keep my grandma's recipe book. I just wanted to see if you had it in you to do what needed to be done. Did you see how they moved when they walked? It was kind of like this. Maybe if you learn how to that'll help you blend in anyway. Thanks again. Let's see what else. Yes. Surprise attack. This blah 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 blah. Take the fight to the dead. Good man. Okay, I guess he's got nothing for me anymore. So let's go ahead and try that. Slash zombie. See what happens. Okay. Very enthusiastic. Ooh, here comes a benefactor, Kodels Trakais from the Phoenix Republic. Nice. I just want to know how you've managed to stand this game. I mean, a lot of parts of it is good. If you've watched my previous 4 streams, you can watch it later on in the video. At the end of the video, I'll put a link to the playlist that I have covering, the first hour or so. So this guy's a benefactor, and you can do that by paying for the game and stuff. So I guess that's one thing I haven't looked at yet, which is the in-game store. I'm trying to figure out how to get there. Store. Inventory. No. What's this? No. Okay, this guy really wants my attention, so I'm just gonna wave back at him. He says, I can teach you the skills. Oh no, that wasn't him. Oh, he just summoned a skeleton footman. Well, guys, if you pay the money to back this game and buy one of the packages, you're gonna get cool stuff. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go in here and just hang about, take a seat. So while I take a seat, let's go on and check out the store. I have a browser opened up for the website, I believe. Okay, here we go. Now, so this is the website, Shroud of the Avatar. Let's just go over to some of the things they say. Okay, it is a new type of third-person fantasy RPG that combines a single-player narrative with the sandbox MMO. I haven't been involved in that single-player narrative because, as you saw during the streams and during this stream, you pick up random quests. I haven't experienced the main story yet. Maybe that's because I'm a free trial player, I don't know, but there are limitations because I'm a visitor. So it's made by a team which includes Richard Lord British Garriott. This guy is famous for the Ultima series that we already know, and he's got a team behind him that is pretty popular in this genre. So about Shroud of the Avatar, there will be episodic content, and there'll be novels as well outside the game. There's a single-player offline mode. This is what I was interested in because, the game, you can play it online like you just saw. You can have interactions. You can go through the player-made towns and houses, and you can be in a guild and stuff like that. So the social aspect of it is there. And then they have the selective multiplayer modes. You can only play with friends, or you can just play it open, where everybody meets everybody. Alright, classless character system, vast customization options with hundreds of skills and spells in over 20 different skill trees. The skill trees are there. Make no mistake, it's there. So let's hit K, and these are the trees for adventuring. There's a lot, but it's come down to trees. A combat, your melee, then you've got the magic as well, and then strategy, which tactics and stuff. So these are the cards. These are basically cards that you can learn and put in your bar and use them. So they're not lying about that. What else they got? Skillful combat. Now this, I can't. Okay, let's just read. A new way to prepare and fight in an RPG by building custom decks of skills and dynamically activating in combat. Maybe it's skillful, as it says, but from my experience, it's nowhere near fun and enjoyable enough because, you know, the animations are bad, and that's just from me personally playing them. Melee combat is the worst. I've tried bow and arrow now, I've tried sword and board. Sword and board, if you're up in melee, it sucks. You guys seen the streams, you guys know what I'm talking about. Bow, it's sort of bearable, but it doesn't change the fact that combat is not exactly exciting or fun. PvP, I can't do PvP because I'm a free trial player. Player housing, yep, this is all over town. It's really, I think player housing's and player towns and all the decorations and the social stuff is probably what this game is going to be better known for. So pay once to play, so it's a buy to play game, as you guys already know. It costs $40 US right now, or 75 Malaysian ringgit if you want to buy it on Steam. Crowdsourced and sourced and funded and open development. Okay, so that's basically that. But I want to see what's in the store before we end part 5. So, oh, there's a lot of options here. I just clicked on bundle. Alright, so there's a whole bunch of bundle packages. Kobold 45. What's in this? 30 bank slots, a kobold mask, and a digital download of Shroud of the Avatar. So you get the game and you get all this stuff for 45 US dollars. Oh, that's a lot. Kobold tax-free row and a lot of bundles. Oh, so that's how you buy buildings and stuff. Tax-free. Well, if you don't buy it here, you have to pay tax in game. Whenever you have your own building, you gotta pay tax. But if you buy it directly from the store, oh my god, they go up to $800. No, it gets worse. It's no. You could buy a city, an entire city, for $3,200. But you get the game, you get 500 bank slots, masks. You can pick tools, you get potions, you get crowns, you get tax-free stuff. 4-story Great Hall, 2-story basement. You get a whole bunch of decorations, developer forum access. You get a vendor to sell your items. Oh dear. $3,200. That's 12,000 Malaysian ringgit. Viking bundles. Oh, it's the same thing, is it? Yeah, it's the same thing. So there's a lot of bundles here, but there's like different aesthetics to it. Shogun, so that's samurai. You got elven ones as well. They're all the same price. Obsidian. What's this? This looks a little bit different. 55. So this all comes with the game bundled in with all these housing stuff. Wow. Okay. You also have the option to purchase game access only. Alright, let's check that out. Game access only. Add-on store. In addition to items available in the store, gold crowns of the obsidian kotos can be acquired to obtain item service and rares in game. Oh man. Alright, so there's 79 specials. You get the game for 40. And then, oh crap, this is a joke. Are you guys seeing this? You could buy a tree to decorate your house for $5 US. Why would you want to do that? Lord British Cloak. This guy, he may be a legend, but he's so full of himself. I don't think this game is anywhere near the old UO, the old Ultima games, or even UO. It's far from it. If I'm being really honest, it's below my expectations of what a modern day MMORPG, crowdfunded or not, this is not a game I would recommend in this current state. Pets? Oh man. How much stuff is in the store? You want a smoke in game? Buy a smoke mega pack for $85. You get a bunch of smoke emotes. Other MMOs give this away for free. You want to pay $85 for that? Is this how you guys make money? You guys raised $11 million. Oh my god, and this is what the players are getting in return. 15 bucks, 40 bucks, 10 bucks, 8 bucks. Music? Oh no, so that's how players are getting those stuff that I saw on the stream. You can buy a cylinder phonograph. What does this do? You can store music in this for $45 US. That's more expensive than the damn game. Home decorations. Can you craft this stuff in game? If you can craft this stuff in game, then there's no reason to buy this you know, there's no reason to buy them from the store. Wow, this is probably the hot air balloon for $100. Great. Did I just see another Lord British crap? I thought I saw something with Lord British. Wow, this guy's starting set. This Shroud the Avatar. So much promise from the Kickstarter campaign. I don't know if it derailed, but now it just looks like a cash grab. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but judging by what's happening in game, development's still ongoing, combat and animations are nowhere near what I'm happy with in an MMORPG. And they're selling stuff for, oh man, that's a lot of money for these houses. And I know housing and stuff is like, it's gonna be the main attraction of this MMO / offline RPG. You can't tell me this is not disappointing. Do people actually buy this? People actually buy this. This is sold out, and that's like $1,000. What is this? City lots? I've seen enough, guys. I've seen enough. This game, if you're not into, you know, old school RPGs where there's no hand holding, discovering things for yourself, you probably will find more enjoyment here until you have to fight tons of enemies in close quarters with a crappy melee combat. If you're gonna buy this game for whatever reason, if you're a fan of Lord British, you're a fan of the Ultima series, I'm gonna just say one thing: it's not what you think. This is far away from whatever was promised, I suppose. And I don't think this game is living up to its potential. $11 million. So yeah, if you're gonna play it for whatever reason, if you got friends that are playing, and you know, as a guild you guys own a few towns and you want to build it and have events and just enjoy the game for whatever it is right now, I suggest picking a bow and arrow character because it makes the combat more bearable compared to melee. So pick a ranged character. If combat doesn't mean anything to you in MMOs, you probably survived this game, I suppose. But for $40 US and for 75 Malaysian ringgit, I'm gonna pass on this one, which is disappointing really because it's one of the MMOs I really want to check out. So I guess this is the end of Shroud of the Avatar Part 5 of my coverage. I'm gonna go soak it all in, do some more research about the game and what happened over the last couple of years in development, and I'll put out a final video, and this one is gonna be more in a review format. So hang on to that. In the meantime, thanks for watching all the streams, thanks for watching the videos. Let me know your thoughts about this game. Are you a backer? If you have backed this game, do share some light on, you know, Shroud of the Avatar, what it was supposed to be, and how did the development go, what it is now, you know, because that would be really interesting to hear from players who actually play this game actively and who have backed this game, I suppose. So anyway, that's it from me. Once again, my name is Adrian, and I thank you for for watching.